Hello everybody. In this video I'm going to do my first 2024 Senate prediction. So to start this off, we'll start off with the safe Democratic states that will consist of Washington, California, Hawaii. We'll have Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont. And then New York will be in there too. And then for state of Minnesota, as you can see, Amy Klobuchar has been winning by landslide victories all of these elections. Most of them getting over 60%, so that will definitely be a safe blue on this one. And then the state of New Mexico, he won by under 10% in 2012, but in 2018 we had Gary Johnson splitting the Republicans' votes, which caused him to win the Democrat by a good amount of points. 2024 though, I do suspect him to win by about 11 to 12 points, probably. Definitely a safe margin as of now. Now we're going to fill out the safe Republican states that will consist of Wyoming, Utah, both of the Nebraska elections, Missouri, Tennessee, Mississippi, Indiana, and then West Virginia because Joe Manchin is not running. And then we include North Dakota, and I think the state of Florida with Rick Scott. I think this time he will be able to win by double digits. He probably will slightly underperform Trump, but be very similar to Trump's performance in the state. And as we've seen, Florida has shifted to the right by so much in 2022, and I suspect that in 2024 we will see that continue to happen. Now let's get to the likely Democratic states. Start off with the state of Virginia. Tim Kaine in 2012, he won by a likely blue margin. In 2018, he got 57% of the vote, which caused him to win by 16 points, so that's a safe margin, which that was a blue wave year. In 2024, on a presidential level, I think he's going to win by just under 10 percentage points as of now. I think he will definitely overperform Joe Biden in the state, but still think he'll win by just under 10%. And in the state of Maine, Angus King, he's been winning by comfortable margins. He's been winning by over 20% like in 2012, and then 2018 he won by almost 20 points, but still we're seeing Angus King, he's winning by a lot. And in 2024 I suspect him to do the same thing, so that'll go down as a safe Democratic state. And in the state of Maryland, we have Larry Hogan versus Alsobrooks. Larry Hogan has been leading the polls before the primary happened, but after the primary, we're starting to see Alsobrooks take the lead. This one by 9 percentage points, this one by just 10%. As of now, I think the race will be a lot closer than the presidential level. I think that Alsobrooks is going to win by a likely margin as of now. But if Alsobrooks continues to lead by over 10% and keeps leading in double digits, I will change it to safe Democratic. But as of now, I think that Larry Hogan can get this Senate race under 10 percentage points. And now we'll go to a likely Republican state. That will be the state of Texas. Ted Cruz is going up against Colin Allred. As we see in the polls, some of them he's winning by 5 points, 6 points. Well, even this one, he's over 10 points. So Ted Cruz is definitely the favorite in this race. And in 2018, he won by less than 3 percentage points, but that was because Beto O'Rourke, a strong Democratic candidate, was running against Ted Cruz. Beto O'Rourke was able to get really good suburban and urban turnout from younger voters, so he was able to keep it very competitive. But Colin Allred is definitely not as strong of a candidate as Beto O'Rourke, so we'll see Ted Cruz win state of Texas by about 6 percentage points. He'll probably slightly underperform Donald Trump, but not too much. And then now we'll go to the lean Democratic states. We'll start off with the state of Pennsylvania. We have Bob Casey Jr. versus David McCormick. And Bob Casey is leading in all of the polls for one thing. And then we can see in 2018, he won by double digits. This was a midterm year, not a presidential year. And this time, during a presidential year, I believe he'll win by 3 to 4 points, probably around there. Keep it under 5 points on a presidential year, because not too many people will split their tickets for Trump and Casey, but there will be plenty of people that do that. And then in the state of Wisconsin, we have incumbent Tammy Baldwin against Eric Hovde. Right now, she's leading pretty well in the polls by a lot. Wisconsin polls are usually more Democratic favored historically. And 2018, she won by just over 10 points on a blue wave year, midterm year. I think this race will be pretty close in 2024. However, though, Wisconsin, I believe, for their senator, they will have it a lean blue. It'll be about a 2 to 3 point win, somewhere in that range. And then another lean Democratic state, we'll do the state of Arizona. We'll look into Arizona. State of Arizona in 2018, Kristen Sinema won this. She won it by just over 2 points. However, though, she is not running in 2024. She first was going to run as an independent, but now she's not running at all. She's not a good candidate for this anyways. So now Ruben Gallegos, the Democrat, he's the Democrat nominee for this seat. And then the Republican is Kari Lake. She did not do well in the governor's election. She lost it, and it should have been a pretty easy win. But however, she lost it. As we see in the polling, Gallego, he's leading by about 3 to 4 points, mostly on average. Kari Lake leads a couple of these polls, but overall, Gallego's the favorite. So we'll see him win it by about 2 percentage points, most likely. He'll definitely overperform Biden slightly. I still have Biden winning the state narrowly, but I think Gallego's going to win by 2 percentage points approximately. We'll go to the lean Republican states. Start off with Ohio. I believe the state of Ohio is going to be a lean Republican. In Ohio, Sherrod Brown is the incumbent, first elected in 2006. It's a blue wave year. He won almost 13 points. 2012, though, he didn't win, but he won right at 6%. Right at 6%. However, though, Obama won it by almost 3 percentage points. And as you can see, the percentage, 50.7% and 50.58%, very similar margins. Not much of a difference, but in 2018, a blue wave year, Brown was able to hold on. 2024, it's not a midterm year, it's not a blue wave year. I believe that Bernie Moreno is going to win, even though right now Brown is leading all of the polls, but there has not been polls released after the primary was held. I believe soon we'll see Bernie Moreno start to take the lead in some of these polls, and Ohio overall is shifting to the right, becoming more of a darker red state. So with all this being said, Ohio, Bernie Moreno will win by probably about 2 to 3 percentage points. And now we'll go to the tilt states. We'll start off with the state of Michigan. In the state of Michigan, we have Lisa Slotkin versus Mike Rogers. That's what it's looking like it's going to be. It's an open seat. And we have two decent candidates, Alyssa Slotkin and Mike Rogers. Looks like based off of polling, Alyssa Slotkin is the favorite by a couple points, even though Mike Rogers and Alyssa Slotkin, they were tied on one of the polls, but most of them, Slotkin is in the lead. So I think we'll see her win narrowly by just under a percentage point. Probably slightly overperform Joe Biden in the state, but it'll be pretty similar. And the state of Montana, we have incumbent Jon Tester up against Tim Sheehy. This is what we've got. We'll see here in first elected in 2006, very narrowly, under a percentage point. It was a blue wave year. In 2012, he won by about 4%, really close to 4. In 2018, very similar margin, almost 4% by Matt Rosendale, the Republican. Jon Tester defeated him. This time, it's going to be on a presidential year. We'll have Donald Trump and Jon Tester on the same ballot. I believe there'll be several people that split their tickets, but I don't think there will be enough ticket splitters to keep Jon Tester winning. Look at the polling. Jon Tester or Tim Sheehy is starting to lead in this poll. I believe that Tim Sheehy is going to continue to lead in the polls as of right now. I think it's going to be close, but I think Tim Sheehy is narrowly the favorite as of now. And finally, the state of Nevada, the closest one yet. We have incumbent Jackie Rosen, who was elected in 2018, about 5 percentage points. It was a blue wave year, so did pretty well. In 2024, though, I think it's going to be real close. Just like in 2022, the Senate election was under a percentage point. It was really close. People expected it. Some people expected it to flip Republican, but it stayed Democratic. But here, as we see here, we got Jackie Rosen versus Sam Brown. Sam Brown is actually a pretty good candidate, I'd say. So he has a shot at winning this for sure. He's tied in one of the polls, but overall, Jackie Rosen, incumbency advantage helps her out. Looks like she's the narrow favorite as of now, so I'm going to give it to her by just under a percentage point. I think it's going to be really close, but I think this is how we're going to have it for now. So thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to comment down in the comment section whether you agree, disagree, what you would change.